ASMR. Today we're going to be doing another comic book haul. First off, I want to acknowledge and dedicate this video to Tim Sale. He passed away the previous weekend while I was doing SummerCon stuff, and unfortunately at that time I had none of his books on me because of my stuff being stolen years ago, but I was able to reacquire Batman the Long Halloween. But Tim Sale was another one of those just kind of modern industry hit maker type of guys. So even though his work looks simplistic, there is a lot of care that goes into what he does. And it's incredible. He's a great storyteller, very iconic. Jeff Loeb wrote a lot of the stories he drew. But either way, I think whoever was writing his scripts, he could draw pretty much anything and everything. Now he made faces look unique, but at the end of the day, is that really that big of an issue? If you can tell a story and make it look interesting and establish a look, tone, feel to your work, then there's really no issue with that. So what's crazy too about the Long Halloween in particular, it not only was the inspiration for the new Batman movie, it was the inspiration for the previous Christopher Nolan Batman stuff too. I think a lot of it just has to do with the mob related stuff in here, the Falcone and all that type of stuff. But regardless, his work is so visual and striking that it's kind of required if you're doing these superhero movies to see if he did a book about that character and just kind of glean from it. Tim was a very talented man. Fun fact too, I believe he's actually colorblind if I remember. And so there was a thing, I'm trying to remember, I could have sworn I saw basically the color wheel type stuff. He would go in and work in a totally black and white version of that. And then it would be colorized somehow based upon the grays that he used or something to that extent. I vaguely remember that. But I know Tim Sale also would appear at Emerald City a whole lot. I believe he lived somewhere in this area. Not 100% sure because I'm not a big old creeper. But yeah, so he would always be at Emerald City Comic Con a whole lot. And as you know, even on one of my, I think probably my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, I gave away a lot of signed books, and one of them was signed by Tim Sale. So, and I even have an 11x17 Captain America and Bucky World War II picture, and that I got from the first time I met him. That hangs right by my bedside. So I'm a big Tim Sale fan. I need to go back and rebuy his work. It's just phenomenal. Definitely inspirational. And as I've said, if you've got an issue with the faces, push past that and just lose yourself in these stories he tells, because they're incredible. You can find pretty much much mostly everything he's done. Just through a couple internet searches and stuff, and what stinks is now some of the older things are expensive again. So, it's kind of a bummer. But, yeah, check him out, give him a try. He's got some Marvel stuff he did too. That's the bulk of his other stuff is Marvel. He did the Spider-Man Blue one, which is going for a ton on Amazon. Hulk Gray, Daredevil Yellow, Captain America White. There's one I was surprised to see. I didn't even know he had done it, so I need to find it. It's like a Gambit and Wolverine story. And then I'm blanking on a few others. I know he did Superman for All Seasons, which was a unique one. If I remember, like it's a full-on like Superman aging and having kids and all this sort of stuff. Which once again, one of my buddies in college let me borrow that one, and I actually read that as I flew down to Seattle to meet my wife's parents for the first time and ask permission to marry her at the time. So, you know, it's just little things like that that just kind of stick with you, you know? So, yeah, Tim's work means a lot to me. And I hope in the very least you give it a shot if you haven't before. And as I acquire it, I will certainly share it with you all too. And this stuff is epic. You can see like this was a 13-part story. And a few of the other ones are bigger 13-part type things too. So if I did do some readings and things like that, I'm gonna need quite a bit of viewer commitment. Or else, you know, I get pummeled with the algorithm and they don't recommend me to you. Or to new people either. So it's a tricky thing with reading, but yeah. So check them out. Alright, let's move on to our black box here. First we have Dark Crisis, Young Justice #1. And I'm really happy with the cover because this is by Todd Knock, and he was the original artist for the Young Justice run back in the 90s. And I'm sure I've told you guys a few times before, Young Justice was like one of my favorite series when I was a kid. And they still haven't collected all of it in the trades. They have most of it in trades, and I've got them over there on the shelf too. So yeah, I was curious to see that they're putting them back in the fray. And I'm wondering how much of the Bendis stuff is set up in this, or if this is just really spotlighting the three boys there and stuff, or whatever it is. But yeah, I love these characters, so it's great. But we already see Cassie there. That's already not one of the boys, so yeah, it looks like a few of them are still in here, right here. So yeah, I'll be interested to see exactly what role they play. People are saying this actually might be one of the most important out of all the Dark Crisis spin-off series, so I just wish we'd get more from the original, you know, Peter David Todd Knock team for Young Justice. As I have the Bendis stuff, and it's okay, but it's definitely not, you know, the classic. The art looks pretty good, though. I'm pleased with it. Next we have Nightwing number 93. this is probably one of the better DC series that's out right now too, honestly. It's just really interesting. Has a lot of like little callbacks to just, Dick Grayson's history and stuff, and all sorts of fun stuff. And this guy is still a threat here. I think his name is just Heart Stealer or something. Initially, he was like just attacking homeless people and stealing hearts from people. And I'm assuming he just threatened this guy here. And then they had a monument erected of Alfred here in Bloodhaven. Previously in the series, Alfred gave him his inheritance from when he passed away. So Nightwing used it to pour into the Bloodhaven community to help the less fortunate and stuff. So I just really thought that was great. A great moment. And a perfect way to honor Alfred's legacy. I'm surprised they still haven't returned Alfred, though. Made him come back somehow. Such a horrible way for him to go, just getting his neck snapped in front of Damien by Bane. Next we have World's Finest, number 4. As you can see, guest starring the Green Lantern. But yeah, this book is just fun. It's fun to look at. It's fun to read. It's kind of supposed to be a early 90s, late 80s type story. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. Next we have Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty number 1. I like the cover a lot. So yeah, I don't know anything about the creative team on this one. So it'll be interesting to see, once again, if they are able to make a Captain America story I care about. This is a cool layout though, look at this. As I've said in the past, it has been rare for me to find a current Captain America storyline that just really excites me. I feel Steve Epting and Ed Brubaker's Death and Return of Cap was pretty much the best thing. The top just quality with story-wise and art-wise. This art's not bad though. So I'm happy for that. And as I always say, my channel is about positivity. So if you see a series disappear from my pull list, it means that I don't want to say anything negative. That doesn't mean I'm still not reading it, but the stuff that I show on the channel is stuff I am recommending and praising. a channel for negativity. I don't like to be mean-spirited. So, I just won't mention it. This is a cool splash, dude. Look at that. So, I hope I can keep talking about this series. Because I love Captain America. Him and Batman are tied for my favorite superhero. Batman has just had more enjoyable stories than Captain America, which aggravates me. Alright, next I have King Spawn, number 11. So I think the end game here for Al is to bring back Wanda with whatever new powers he is going to have bestowed from being on the throne. And they're cautioning him, saying, hey, you don't want to do that. So I'm sure if he does do it, it's not gonna work the way he wants it to. Next we have Catwoman, number 44. Do a simplistic tracing outline there. I absolutely love these Jenny Frisson covers too. This might be the last one though. I know she has a few left. I follow her on Instagram so I see the covers beforehand. And I just like to see the process of stuff, so. Okay, let's see if my last one will come out here. Alright, we've got Gunslinger number 9. And it's so crazy, even these series that just started, they've almost been around for a year now. And even like Spawn over 300, I'm like, oh wow, we're at like 330 or something like that. Time is just marching on. And it's just kind of crazy. So now I have a collectible and a few other fun books to show off that I'm actually gonna bag and board those sounds since this is kind of a shorter video. So I was super excited. They had the Punchline New York Comic Con Funko Pop at the HQ yesterday, so I'm so glad I have this. As you all know, I have all the Punchline issues and stuff. And yeah, she's a fun character. much will really happen with her. But like I said, it's just cool that I was able to get this. I didn't think I was going to be able to get this pop unless I wanted to pay a ridiculous price for it. So, and it's got the con sticker on it, so really nice. Next, I've got a few books that have no business being as nice as they are. So the first one is The Amazing Spider-Man. This is the Penguin Classics Marvel Collection. I'm not sure how the partnership worked, how they were able to be able to print this, but it is incredible. Look at how nice. So it's like a big old library book. Even the back has stuff on it. So this retails for $50. These are on Amazon right now for $25. If you're a big old Spider-Man fan, grab one. And then see, it's got the gold leafing on the pages there. Inside there. And then you can see the table of contents here. So it's like a 10 or so page talk about Spider-Man, or maybe longer, I'm not sure. But yeah, so there's all this sort of stuff here. But then it just goes right into it here. And yeah, it's all just beautifully presented. So, and it's just a lot of the early stories almost in complete full orders. They skip a few, which I have no clue why. I guess just to really get in the ones that they thought were kind of the most important. Oh, this is what I love too. Even when they reprinted the Amazing Fantasy, they left in the other stories too. So you can read Amazing Fantasy in its entirety here. So yeah, it's great. And I love how they've got the year as well as the month that they came out. And yeah, it just goes through. But yeah, there is some shenanigans where, yeah, right here. So they have like some plot synopsis type stuff. See, it'll jump between issues, which, why would you leave out Spider-Man unmasked? Come on. And then, like, they skip the lizard story and things like that, so it's still not exhaustive. But it is a very nice book. And it's just fun. It's so much stinking fun to look at this. And the presentation is just solid. And I'm just astounded and confused at how Penguin was able to put these out. If this was a Marvel book, this would easily be $100 book. So I'm not sure how they were able to make such a nice product and have the value be so good. Even at $50, it'd still be cheaper than Marvel would sell it for. So that one was really for my son, and then this one was really for me. So this is the Captain America one. And this one is not. This one is not going for $25. I think I paid $40, which is still cheaper than you would buy it. And the same stuff here. So we get our huge, just cha-cha line of text about Captain America. And I thought this was interesting. It's got like this little black and white thing in here, not sure why. And then then yeah, it goes into, this is much more history driven, I feel, even though the other one it had amazing fantasy. So this has the cap number 1. And then it's got like some of the slightly later stuff. It's got like the John Romita Sr. story in here, which is this one, I believe. Or maybe not. I think this one is. No, that's all still part of the first one. I know that it's in here, though, I'm pretty sure. So then it goes with Tales of Suspense. So this is when Cap shared the book with Iron Man. So we get lots of Kirby in his prime here. All this sort of stuff. Stuff here with Batroc. This is the first appearance of Sharon Carter. And then I think towards the back is where they show. Yeah, and this like even has like the Steranko stuff in it. So I think this skips a bit more of the middle stories. I know there's a thing in here about like Kami Smasher Cap and everything now. The only drawback here, owning the original book, you still don't have to deal with this. But regardless, it's still awesome. So, let's see. And then they have a Black Panther one too, but I didn't get that one yet. And that one, it's just fully bound black with the same, with the gold accents and all that. And it's going for, I think, 30 or so now. So yeah, there's a part here where it talks about the Kami Smasher Captain America and stuff like that. So a bit of the extra history where they're trying to explain away that wasn't Steve Rogers, but someone who was obsessed with him. So yeah, even the back too here. So it's just ridiculously nice. I highly recommend this. So let's do some bagging and boarding then. Yeah, I haven't been able to do a lot of this recently because I've had so many books that it's like, well, there's gotta be, a cutting off point for how long you guys stay on and stuff like that. But if you guys just left the video on and, put a timer on your screen or something, literally fell asleep to it, then, longer video would be encouraged. YouTube doesn't like long videos that only have like a third of them watched. Which even so, sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. And as always, you all have a super slumber. Thanks.